Hi everybody and welcome to bowtieteacher.com. I'm Rob and in today's video we're going to be adding surds. Let's get started. So when we're adding surds, what we need to do is to make sure that we have the same square root in the surd, and then we can add them together, just like collecting like terms with x and y. So what do we mean by this? If we have something like the square root of 75, we can represent that as the product of two roots underneath the square root sign. So we might try to think of the highest factor of 75 that happens to be a square root. So 75 is the same as 25 times 3. Once we've done that, we can separate those two things out. So root 25 times the square root of 3, like that. The square root of 25 is 5 times root 3, so we can shorten that to 5 lots of root 3. With the square root of 48, for example, we might have the square root of 16 times 3. Now, if we chose to have 4 times 12, for example, that would be the highest square number that we could have as a factor of 48, so we want to choose the highest one. So the square root of 16 is separated out like so, and then the square root of 16 is 4 lots of root 3 like that. So we've managed to try and simplify these two square roots into simpler ones, and we can now think about adding these things. So root 75 plus root 48, for example, would be the same as 5 root 3 plus 4 root 3, and that is 9 root 3. Okay, so when we're adding these, we're trying to find the same square root. If we had 5 root 3 and 4 root 2, we wouldn't be able to add those together like trying to add x and y's together. We have to have the same square root. Let's try the square root of 50 plus the square root of 18. So in this case, we're looking for the highest factors of 50, so we can have 25 times 2. And we can add that to square root of 18 would have 9 as the highest factor that's a square number, like that. We can separate these out, so root 25 times root 2 plus root 9 times root 2, and then we can cancel these, so 5 root 2 plus square root of 9, 3 root 2, and that is 8 root 2. Okay. So when we're trying to add and subtract surds, subtracting surds is the exact same thing. We're going to try to find that square number that's a factor, and then trying to get the same root so that we can collect them together. If we hop over to GCSE Maths by bowtieteacher.com and we start on the level 7 content, adding surds, we have root 20 plus root 500. So root 20 plus root 500. What we would do here is have a look at root 20. The highest square number here is 4 times 5, and square root of 500 would be square root of 100 times 5. Separate these out and we have root 4 times root 5 plus root 100 times root 5, and that gives us 2 root 5 plus 10 root 5. So in total we have 12 lots of root 5. Put that into here, 12 root 5, and that's correct. So you can use the app to practice your adding of surds, and in a later video we'll be looking at what else we can do with these surds to try and get the highest levels at grade 8 and 9. I hope that helps. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Mr. Wakeling at bowtieteacher.com, or use the comments below. Good luck, and I wish you well in your exams.